Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kadisha. I know it's late, but you know how it is with us shift workers. Sometimes we get a burst of energy at the most unlikely times. And right now I'm broadcasting on Instagram and Facebook at the simultaneously, so I may be looking back and forth, but again, just in case you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Kadisha. I'm a board certified emergency medicine physician, 20 years in the game. And I'm a best-selling author of the book Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room, and also creator of the mobile MD kit, as well as the mini mobile MD kit, which launched a week ago. And since then, I've been boxing up multiple kits, masks, large kits, small kits. The response was really great, and I thank everyone for your support. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. And I finally got the energy to get back on live. I was told if you don't have the energy to go live, don't do it. And I have been made aware of some concerns and recalls by the Food and Drug Administration regarding sanitizer. So, this whole pandemic, and even before then, we've been, the sanctity of sanitizer, the sanctity of sanitizer. But even the sanctity of sanitizer is under attack, and the FDA has been growing its list of sanitizers that we are supposed to avoid. We're supposed to avoid sanitizers that have methanol in them. We're supposed to avoid sanitizers that have 1-propanol in them. And there is a list that on the FDA website of sanitizers to avoid. And I will put the link to the FDA website in the chat now. Let me put that list in the chat. And for those of you who are present, definitely let me know that you're in the house, and express any comments or concerns that you may have regarding sanitizer, your kids going back to school, whether or not we're going to have a real holiday, when things are going to go back to normal, all of those things. Okay, so let's see. All right, I'm going to put this Q&A that I'm referring to, put the link in the chat for you. Just so you know where I'm getting my information from, so that you can review it later on. But first, let's talk about the difference between sanitizing, cleaning, and disinfecting. Okay, and I'm just going to go briefly over it. Okay, so cleaning removes dust, dirt particles, and debris from a surface by scrubbing, washing, and rinsing. Okay, that's cleaning. That's removing visible dirt. Sanitizing reduces the bacteria identified on the product's label on surfaces, and in laundry, and including our hands. It reduces the amount of bacteria and viruses on our hands. And lastly, disinfecting destroys or inactivates both bacteria and viruses identified on the product's label, like flu, rhinovirus, on hard and non-porous surfaces. So you can only disinfect hard, non-porous surfaces. Okay, so, and we can discuss that in later live streams. Definitely hit me up in the chat if there are other things that you want me to discuss topic-wise. But right now I want to go into a Q&A about sanitizer. We thought we knew everything that we needed to know about sanitizer, things like that. So in case anyone doesn't know, Is hand sanitizer effective against COVID-19? Well, the best way to prevent the spread of infections and decrease the risk of getting COVID-19 is by washing your hands with plain soap and water. This is per the CDC. Plain soap and water. You don't need antibacterial soap. Okay, but if soap and water aren't available, the CDC recommends that we use an alcohol based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. And the sanitizer in the Mini Mobile MD kit definitely has at least 60% alcohol. And and I just want to refer to what's going on in the ticker here. I have a special free presentation for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. All you have to do is go to www.drkadisha.com. That's drkadisha.com. Okay, to hear about this and other things. So, of course, we know where we can get sanitizers, stores, drugstores, things like that. And, we had a heck of a time getting sanitizer at the beginning of the pandemic. So back in March, we were unable to get sanitizer. But now you see sanitizer just about everywhere. Do you know why? It's because the FDA had issued guidance for temporary preparation of alcohol-based hand sanitizers by some companies and pharmacies during this public health emergency. So we're seeing hand sanitizer just about everywhere. Like you're on everywhere you look, there's hand sanitizer available. Thank goodness. Okay, and the FDA recommends, because I know back then when sanitizer was scarce, people were trying to make hand sanitizer out of alcoholic beverages and aloe and things like that. The FDA actually recommends that we don't make our own hand sanitizer, especially now. We can get hand sanitizer, we can just go purchase some, or you can get some from my kit. Because the FDA doesn't want us just making some, because if it's made incorrectly, the hand sanitizer can be ineffective. And there have been reports of burns from homemade hand sanitizer. So, at one end, hand sanitizer could be ineffective, but then at the other end, it can actually cause burns to the skin. And the agency lacks verifiable information on the methods being used to prepare hand sanitizer at home and whether they are safe to use on human skin, especially for more than one use. Okay, so what do you do if you get a rash or other reaction to the hand sanitizer? Say you're using the homemade hand sanitizer and you do suffer a burn. Well, you can call your doctor, come see me in the emergency room, call poison control at 1-800-222-1222. That's poison control, 1-800-222-1222, and I'll put that in the chat. But also the FDA wants you to report any adverse events that you have due to sanitizer use to their MedWatch Adverse Event Reporting website. And you can find that website by going to the link that I put in the chat. And so they're serious. They want to know if there are unsafe sanitizers out there. Also, let's see, they say you can fax it also to 1-800-FDA-0178, and they want you to include as much information as you can. In addition to the reaction, they want you to include the product name, the manufacturer, and the lot number if you can find it, because they really want to go after these people and see how safe the sanitizers are that they are putting out for our consumption. Okay, so many surface cleaners and disinfectants say they can be used against SARS-CoV-2. What does this mean? Can you use the products on your hands or your body to prevent the virus? And the answer is no. Number one, always follow the instructions on your household cleaners. Don't use disinfectant sprays or wipes on your skin because they can cause skin and eye irritation. And I always, I always cringe when I see people using Clorox wipes to clean their hands. Clorox wipes on bare skin is ultimately not safe for your skin. Of course, if you do it once or twice, if you're using them to clean, it's not going to cause immediate harm, but it could over the long term. Do not use Clorox wipes to clean your hands. And if you're in the hospital or if you're in the ER, because I've seen people use our cavi wipes to clean their hands, and those things are super strong. They are not safe for the skin, and you might notice that your hands feel raw and they might sting a little because that substance is not meant for the skin. If you're in an exam room in an ER and you need to clean your hands, use the soap and water there. That is the best thing to use. That is the safest thing to use. Now, I'm made aware that there are some non-alcohol sanitizers out there, and folks are wondering if they should add alcohol to the non-alcohol hand sanitizer. And the answer to that is no. The addition of alcohol to an existing non-alcohol hand sanitizer is unlikely to result in an effective product. So don't go mixing things around, because you could, number one, reduce the effectiveness of the product, and number two, you could possibly cause yourself harm. Okay, and I think I put the link in the description to this live stream. So if you want, you can definitely click on the link and join me, and we could have a discussion. So folks on Instagram, go to my Facebook page. It's DRKADISHAMD. And I'm going to focus on Facebook. I just wanted to get you guys on Instagram to engage me some. I thank you so much, Walt, and the OBGYN board prep coach. Definitely come to my Facebook page and maybe we can have a discussion. That's the Dr. Kadisha MD Facebook page. And I'm signing out of Instagram. Okay, and focusing on Facebook. Okay, so guys, definitely post a comment. If you're here, let me know who's here. Okay, and so I know it's super hot today. It was super hot. Where should hand sanitizer be stored? Hand sanitizer should definitely be stored, of course, out of reach and out of sight of children, especially kids under 6. So, this is basic information, but with a little bit more specificity. Children under 6 should not be using hand sanitizer unless a parent is present. Also, you don't want to store hand sanitizer above 105 degrees Fahrenheit, like in a car during the summer, during the summer months. And is it dangerous for children? It can be, especially if they're used by children under 6 years of age. However, it is interesting that the FDA says that there's no need to be concerned if your children eat or lick their hands after using the hand sanitizer. There's no need to be concerned about that. Probably figured because of the alcohol, maybe things dried up, it's not as potent, but you'll know if your child is sensitive to it, things like that. Again, any concerns, call the National Poison Control Center at 1-800-222-1222. And I'll just type that in the chat. Definitely join me in the comments. If you are here, let me know that you are here while I type this into the chat here. Let's see if there's something else. Okay, so, and people want to know if hand sanitizers are regulated by the FDA, and actually sanitizers are considered over-the-counter drugs that are indeed regulated by the FDA. So let's see here. What was it? I'm going to put, oh yes, the National Poison Control Center. So any concerns about injections of hand sanitizer, bleach, any disinfectants, we should not be ingesting them. We should not be spraying them on people, anything like that. You do not spray disinfectants on people. Let's see here. So putting that in the chat. And that's at any age. Any concerns about injections at any age, call the National Poison Control Center. Yeah, the interesting thing is when people come to the emergency department and they have an ingestion, they're there for an ingestion that either we are or are not familiar with, we call the National Poison Control Center as well. We call them for to see if there for any updates, if there are any new guidelines as far as addressing various poisonings or ingestions. And they also like to know what's going on. They like to keep track of the kinds of ingestions that are occurring. They want your name, your birthday. They might even call you at home after we discharge you. Hey, Mary Lou, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for joining me. So yeah, we call them when people say they overdose, or accidentally or intentionally. We'll call them for that. We call them for eye exposures, swallowing things, any like bleach, things like that. I mean, we generally know how to treat such an ingestion, but we still like to keep them in the loop because you can actually speak to a toxicologist if necessary. So the National Poison Control number is very important. Definitely note that. Definitely note that. Okay, so like I was saying, if you're using a non-alcohol based sanitizer, the effectiveness is I'm not sure. The CDC recommends an alcohol based sanitizer that is at least 60% alcohol. Okay, so what are the ones, the chemicals that are that have the FDA compiling a list of sanitizers that we should not be using? Okay, so the two things that I've seen in researching what they put out, their content, is that the FDA is warning consumers and healthcare professionals about hand sanitizers that contain methanol. Methanol, also known as wood alcohol, because it's dangerous and it's toxic, and it can cause serious side effects such as nausea, vomiting, headaches, blurred vision, permanent blindness. It can even cause permanent blindness, seizures, comas, permanent nervous system damage, even death. So definitely click on that link, check out the FDA webpage to get more information on that list that they are compiling. I know it's late. I didn't want to get too deep into things, and because I'm sure you guys are ready to fall asleep as it is. But I just wanted to share this information with you, and also just show you one more time. I know it's a week after launch, and let's see, I'll just want to grab one, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you see this sign that I have back here for the mini mobile MD kit. So this is actually it. It's about 4 by 6 inches, and it's about an inch deep. So it fits into most handbags, and definitely backpacks. And what it contains is, okay, it has surgical masks, okay, because these are still, in addition to cloth masks, which are also protective of, I know they protect other people more than the wearer, but they still provide some protection to us, those wearing cloth masks. So I actually like to wear one of these underneath a cloth mask. And You've noticed a lot of people are wearing masks that have the valve in it. And I'll admit, I sell masks that have the valve in it because it's easier to exhale. You experience less resistance to breathing out. And the CDC will say that those kinds of masks are still under study, but because of that valve, they're not considered reliable for source control, meaning prevention of spread. Okay, so what they recommend, what the CDC recommends, is that you wear a surgical mask on top of the mask with the valve. So because that mask protects you, the mask with the valve protects you. It's a one-way valve, so nothing's coming in. It's just what you exhale coming out. But to protect others, the CDC is recommending that we wear the surgical masks on top of the mask with the valves. So, and I have two of them in here, especially in case, because it seems like there's always someone without a mask around. And if they're willing to wear a mask, why not give them one to protect yourself even better? I also have two pair of gloves. So one for yourself, one for another person. Now, again, the CDC, warns about us wearing gloves because you can risk contaminating yourself and not really using them properly. I like gloves anyway because when used properly, they can be very protective. The thing is, you can't wear the glove for prolonged periods. You wear the gloves for a specific task. Say, if you are pumping gas or something like that, pumping gas, taking out the trash, things like that. You use them for that and that one particular task, and then you remove the gloves such that you don't touch the outside of the glove. I also have sanitizer. So this is the kind, if you want to look it up, this is the kind of sanitizer that I have, and it contains, you see it contains 63% alcohol. I didn't see it, and I definitely looked for it on the FDA list. I did not see it on the list. And I have also ears. So I have two of these. Let me just show you. So I have two bottles of sanitizer, again, so that you can share with someone who may need sanitizer. I also have, because by popular demand, people said, can you put some other like basic first aid things in this kit? So I have antibiotic ointment, Band-Aids, and alcohol. So alcohol pads as well. And last but not least, I have forehead thermometers in these branded little cases in the Mini Kit Plus. The regular Mini Mobile MD kit, you'll see if you look on my website, it's like a more utilitarian small black box, and it's more practical. You have thermometer strips in there, but they're not in these little cases that take up extra space. But yeah, just so you can see. So, and you see it's a reusable forehead thermometer as well. So I have two of those. So I try to put two of everything in the kits so that someone can share, because you might end up in a car, say you're doing the ride share thing, which can be risky. You might want to have a second something, sanitizer, gloves, mask, more sanitizer or mask to give to that person so that they are less vulnerable and you are less vulnerable to what they have because they are not masked up. So again, definitely check out this free special presentation. It is actually 10 ways to stay safe and well during the pandemic. A lot of it is the basic information that we know, but I've added a bit extra to it. There's some nice pictures in there with a little more information than might be known by the general public. And you also have the opportunity to check out these, the Mini Mobile MD kit, as well as get a glimpse of the original mobile MD kit, which actually has the large first aid kit actually has masks, gloves, sanitizer. It has a large bottle of sanitizer in the original kit, about an 8-ounce bottle of sanitizer, and forehead thermometer strips, ear savers. The big kit has all of these things in it as well. So, guys, definitely replay this information if you need it, or go to the FDA website. I put the link in the chat, and get that information so that you are sure that you are using safe and effective sanitizer, and know exactly who to call if you have a questionable ingestion. So if you or a loved one have any kind of suspect ingestion, you see the National Poison Control Center's number in the chat. They are available for us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And just to be safer during this pandemic in multiple ways, definitely get the mobile MD kit. You can check it out also here on this website after watching the presentation or instead of watching the presentation. So guys, I'm Dr. Kadisha. I'm board certified emergency medicine physician, been 20 years out. Definitely follow me on Instagram at dr_Kadisha_MD. Please get that free presentation on how to be safe and well during during this present pandemic. And until we get a vaccine and have it widely distributed, which is really what it's going to take for us to be able to get back to the lives that we once loved, the concerts, the football games, birthday parties, things like that. We're going to have to mask up. We're going to have to use sanitizer, and we're going to have to share. So definitely get a kit for all your loved ones. Everyone should have their own kit. You can get masks in a color of your choice. They come in red, blue, purple, black, and even camouflage. And I'm getting masks in that don't have valves. So I have masks with valves right now. And once those are gone, I'm not sure if I'm going to restock those because the ones without the valves are on their way. But again, even with a mask that doesn't have a valve, I like to wear a surgical mask underneath. Somehow it allows me to breathe a little bit better. I guess, I don't know, the layering allows me to breathe a little bit better. So I'll have masks with valves and those without valves. And get your kit, get one for everyone. If you belong to a family, don't just get one for yourself. You have to get one for everybody so that all of us can be safe. So until next time, get your kit, get your free presentation, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.